Look at there.
All right.
Really important call.
Report.
Okie dokie, everyone. Welcome to Monday, 22nd. Is it 22nd? Sure is. Land use and planning.
I think it's my parents' anniversary.
We should call them.
Not now.
Let's get them on the Zoom. No. All right. First up on the agenda, review the June 8th meeting minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We get a chance to look those over.
I move to approve as written.
Second.
And I will, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye. All right, then, process for designated, Title 8, Chapter 8, use of city-owned land amendments. I did send edits at our last council meeting, just so I could have it done that moment, otherwise I knew I wouldn't do it. And now I gotta find it again.
There we go.
Are they in the packet, the updated and correct version?
I don't know. Sure. Attachment, question mark?
I think so.
Let's see, I think they are. Hold tight, let's see if we can find them on here.
Okay, I'm on the wrong week. Hey, friends.
That one.
960.
What page are you on?
I'll let you know when I get there.
Cool.
Airport grounds, alcohol beverages, fees,
Oh, sweet Mary, go.
there's so much. State.
25. Whoa.
Okay,
Floodplain, no, that's 22.
got it. So we have on page 20,
Yeah, I'm so close.
there is an addition of number 3, authority shall waive insurance requirement if, and then on page 20 is number 3, item 3, the authority may waive the insurance requirement if the nature of the event is adequately covered by the city's insurance policy.
The capitalization of the city.
The city.
Okay.
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the only change that I made.
I think that's all we
That's all.
spotted last time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what comes up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be another sentence that'll.
Yep, there'll be something. Dave, did you see anything?
Should one.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Well, moving on then.
Okay.
Maybe
Great.
then.
The main event, the good stuff, the real good stuff. I'm very excited about it. Process for designating and changing the use of city-owned land, discussion with the planner, Jeremy Fadness. Thank you, Jeremy, for being here. We appreciate you.
Did you put a mark for where we left off?
I did,
Oh,
in my little packet in here. Funny, I got here 30 minutes early to be productive, and guess what I did not do?
Made a muffin.
Be productive. Okay, so we were, oh Lord.
Dave, can you turn on sharing for me so I can share the document?
Yes, sir.
One.
I went full screen and that's still kind of small, Jeremy, if you could about double it. This was in the packet, so everybody has access to it, but
I think we had just gotten past letter of intent.
I have 13. Is that about number 3?
Yeah, we're in number 6, application requirements, I believe.
That's what I was wrong with. Okay, fabulous. Apologize while I dig through all of this. I got flipped backwards at some point. All right.
Oh my goodness, that is not where I'm supposed to be.
What's this? Okay. So looking up, instead of looking at my paper, I'm going to look up. Depending on the type and scale of the application, or applications shall include sufficient detail for the city to evaluate technical feasibility public impacts, operational considerations, and long-term maintenance obligations. Depending on the project type and scale, application materials may include a narrative, project description, site plans and conceptual renderings, existing site photographs, construction installation details, engineering or technical studies where applicable. I'm sending there's more, yep.
Mhm.
Project budget, funding sources, like that. Operations and maintenance plan of the budget, ADA accessibility, traffic, parking, irrigation, drainage, and utility impacts. Do we want to have traffic and parking and then irrigation and utilities, like irrigation and drainage? Is that all one in your eyes, Jeremy, or is that two different things?
I was trying to lump all the infrastructure / impacts into one kind of category, I guess.
Okay.
But we could certainly split them out if you want to.
No, that's fine. I think that maybe we.
I mean,
put
this is
infrastructure-
just a list of things that may be required. Obviously, every project's going to be different, and I think the application itself is going to be more. This is just things that we try to list them all that may be required, and then you would actually go to the application form to kind of figure out what you need to provide, right?
Gotcha. Okay, no, that tracks. Cool beans. All right, so then letters of support, public engagement summary, insurance and liability information, and decommissioning or restoration plan. I think that's all great. I'm in. There we go. I found my page. There's a lot happening. Yep. So on to 7, completeness review. Applications shall be reviewed for completeness within 10 business days following the submittal. If materials are missing or insufficient, staff may return the application with a written request for additional information. Formal review timeline shall not begin until the application is deemed complete. City staff may determine that outside agency review, engineering analysis, legal review, or additional public outreach is required prior to scheduling public hearing for city council consideration. And that makes sense to me. Do we feel that 10 days is enough time for city staff? I asked Dave.
That's 2 weeks. Yeah, that's 2 weeks. I think that is. I mean, that's just a completeness review to just make sure we have everything we need to start the process, right? So it's not like diving in and actually doing the city staff review to prepare the staff report and stuff like that, right? This is more of just, do we have all the pieces we need to make a good review of the application?
And that's fairly standard. We have that for conditional use permits, and all of those things have statutory requirements that are kind of in line with that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad that there is a statutory requirement. I just wasn't sure if that was a feasible one or not. I feel like it is, just I like to confirm.
And this is just to verify the application is
Yep, all there.
all there.
That they have everything that they need.
Mhm.
Cool. So it doesn't just sit in a basket on someone's desk for 2 years, that kind of thing. I bet that happens a whole lot, but maybe my baskets. Review criteria. Applications shall be evaluated using consistent review criteria intended to balance community benefit with operational feasibility and protection of public resources. Love that. Review criteria may include consistency with adopted city plans and policies, public benefit and community value, compatibility with surrounding land uses, preservation of public access, operational and maintenance impacts, financial impacts to the city, traffic, parking, circulation impacts, public safety and emergency access, environmental and infrastructure impacts, historic and scenic compatibility, sustainability and resiliency, considerations, and applicant capacity to complete and maintain the project.
Wow.
That's pretty thorough. Is there anything
Yeah,
that we feel in terms of our criteria? So we had preservation of public access, public benefit, and community value. I think that covers enough for me.
That's all.
It's a good.
Right, with environmental infrastructure impacts,
Yeah.
Environmental,
Mhm.
define environmental.
Are you saying the environment in which, like, people are living, or the environment that we want to protect for nature's sake?
Nature environment?
Including the people.
Yep. So you.
I don't have a suggestion, I'm just saying it's kind of broad.
Broad.
Right.
I was thinking natural environment, but now that you say something, it does make me think public.
It's the same with like sustainability, that being an issue, where it's like, are we talking sustainability like the sustainability plan, or are we talking sustainability, the long-term longevity of your finances? Like, so, Jeremy, I'll ask you to define, what do you mean by environmental there?
I guess I was thinking more natural environment,
Yeah,
Okay.
impacts to wetlands, floodplain,
yeah, that's what I was.
you know, things like that. We have, built into some of the other ones, we have the public safety aspects and stuff that is more of that public impact. So in this context, I was thinking more in line with environmental or natural environment. So we could add,
Yeah, let's put natural on that.
what if we say impacts to
Nature?
Natural resources,
Natural resources, like that.
Birds,
specifically birds.
Deer.
Good pull on that one, Jeremy.
I want negative impacts to deer.
Yeah. Okay,
And what if we say city
don't
infrastructure?
stop turkey.
Right.
love it. So cool. Good work, Jeremy. This is just too much fun. Too much fun on a Monday. We all need.
Jeremy and I looked at this one, I'm like, what are you answering?
Okay, next up, projects may be approved with conditions, denied, or referred back to the applicant for modification. Approval of a project does not create a property right or permanent entitlement. Love that,
Yes.
too. Okay. Interdepartmental and advisory reviews. Applications may be routed to city departments, advisory boards, or outside agencies depending on location and scope of project. Potential reviewing entities may include planning department, public works, building official, parks board, planning board, police department, fire department, sustainability board, city clerk, city attorney, Carbon County agencies, other advisory boards as applicable. Reviewing entities may provide comments, recommend conditions of approval, identify operational concerns, or request additional information from applicant. But do we feel that there's any, I know that this is just a list of examples.
Yeah.
So either we could pare it down by saying city advisory committees, and that would just cover the scope of all of the city advisory committees, including sustainability board, parks board, planning board,
Resort tax even.
resort tax. That's what I'm thinking, urban renewal districts, because that would be one that may apply, like,
Mhm.
or do we want to keep it very specific because it's good for people to know that, yes, these are things that
We
we
are
are
being
considering and,
Thorough with it.
yeah, want to be thorough with.
It's almost nice to call them out.
Yeah, give them some credit.
Keep it in there? Okay.
Yep. So can we add, though, if that's the case, I at least want urban renewal districts because it is very specific to
Mhm.
city-owned land.
Yep.
And, I mean, even resort tax, because there might be something where they want funding from
Budget.
resort tax.
Grant matches, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I would add those two.
What was the other one?
Resort tax board,
Resort tax.
I don't think there's any others.
Well, and even so, it says other advisory boards of that.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like those would be the two that,
Needed to be mentioned.
yep.
I like the aspirational language of planning department.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Public engagement and hearings. Public engagement requirements shall be scaled to the size and impact of the project. Type A, minor administrative project. Public notice may be provided at staff's discretion. Type B, standard improvement project. Public notice shall include posting on the city website, inclusion on city council agenda, opportunity for public comment. Type C, Major legacy projects, public engagement shall include public notice, public comment period of at least 30 days, community meeting or open house, opportunity for advisory board review, public hearing before city council. At the direction of city council, applicants may be required to conduct additional public outreach at their expense. Word. Okay. Cool. Bing.
11, we're moving right along.
We're moving along, we're compression through this. Good work. Staff reports and recommendations for standard improvements and major legacy projects. City shall provide or prepare a written report summarizing review findings and recommendations. Staff reports may include project summary, site description, review findings, department comments, public comments received, financial and operational analysis, maintenance considerations, recommended conditions of approval, recommended agreement types, staff recommendations. Lots of recommending.
Yeah.
Staff recommendations may include approval of conditions, denial, or continuation of additional information. Whew. All right, I should have brought water to this
Mhm.
meeting.
Mhm.
So staff reports and recommendations. One thing that I really appreciated that Brian Hanna did, and I'm not sure if it's something that we could include or if we even want to include it, I just want to put it out there. When the ice skating rink information came up, he started to request information from surrounding communities.
Oh, kind of get like a, what do you do in real estate? And there's-
Like a comp,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what I was
Yep.
thinking.
doing like some sort of comparable, or, what was the word you used? So, yeah, precedent,
Precedent.
thank you. I was gonna say,
I
that was
think
where
that,
you
that could fit under the financial and operational analysis and maintenance considerations. So I
Okay.
would say, you know, if it's something that maybe the city is not, or city staff, including public works or whatever, may not be familiar with that type of project. I think that's kind of what, you know, what Brian did was, hey, we're not really familiar with this, so let's reach out to some people that have done this and see what they have done and, you know, what their costs have been, right? And so I think that could that type of process or information could fit into these two sections. I think.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I love that. Let's see, where are we at now? We're still in 11, now we're down to 12 already.
Mhm.
Agreements and financial security. Approved projects may require one or more formal agreements depending on the nature of the proposal and the level of city involvement. The city attorney shall determine the appropriate agreement type. Agreement types may include permit, license agreement, maintenance agreement, donation agreement, lease, development agreement, memorandum of understanding. And I assume Jeremy, Mr. Fadness, gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this mentally, the two of them.
J1.
Yep, J2, no, that messes me up even more.
You just pick one, right?
Sorry.
Just call me Hey You. Just say Hey You.
Hey you guy. So with this, I'm assuming that this is something that's pretty standard throughout most of the projects that you've seen. Obviously, I'm pretty familiar with these items. Is there anything that we feel like is missing? Or is there a good example of a donation agreement, those types of things? I guess we have those even.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's in this, you know, it says may include, so it doesn't limit us to these types of agreements, right? These are just examples of things that may be required depending on the project. If it's a big project like the ice rink project, right, where we developed the MOU, you know, you're going to start with that. What might come out of the MOU is additional agreements, maintenance agreements, you know, and those kinds of things that may come out, you know, after the MOU. So there could be, if it's a large project, you're talking about multiple types of agreements, right? Over the life of that project. So, in project review. If it's a simple project, it might be something we just do a simple permit on once approved by the council or staff, right? So I think it's just, this is not meant to be an all-encompassing list. It's just meant to be an example of the types of agreements.
Perfect.
Great.
Can we stick a parentheses S at the city attorney shall determine the appropriate agreement types as necessary?
But what,
Just at the just at the very end of the sentence, like type, there might be more than one
Oh, I see
agreement
what
type,
you're saying.
is all I'm saying.
Put an S.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, and I think you just covered that with agreements may address financial, maintenance obligations, insurance, public access requirements, construction deadlines, operational limitations, restoration, default and termination provisions, reporting obligations, and financial security or funding. I am glad that we're putting in performance bonds, maintenance bonds, or other financial guarantees where removal, restoration, or operational risks could create future costs. Because I know that's been a big concern for a lot of folks, and I just like seeing that that's getting addressed. That's great. I can figure that out. Okay. There we go. Final development and compliance. Following approval, applicants may proceed with engineering, permitting, fundraising, construction, documentation, and implementation. Projects shall comply with all approval conditions and applicable regulations. The city may inspect projects during and after construction to ensure compliance with approved plans and agreements. Approvals may expire if work does not commence within the time frame established by the city unless an extension is granted. So that time frame established by the city, I'm assuming, would be like when we do this acceptance, we can choose at that
Right.
point. Like if you haven't done this in 2 weeks, or if you haven't done it in 5 years, just depending on the scale of the project. Well, let's see. I love that too. It's all wonderful. You did so good. It's so nice to have this. Renewal amendments and termination. At the conclusion of the agreement term, the city staff may evaluate project performance and determine whether renewal, modification, or termination is appropriate. Evaluation criteria may include compliance history, maintenance performance, public benefit, operational impacts, financial impacts, continued consistency with city goals. The city reserves the right to revoke approvals or terminate agreements for noncompliance, failure to maintain improvements, safety concerns, or other violations.
and I think this is important to just have in here. It's almost as it's just notification to applicants that, you know, that we, you know, there's going to be continued review of these things, right, for compliance, and that, you know, obviously with any agreements, this language would also be built into those agreements, right? Because those are the legally binding documents, or those agreements. This is just more of a notification that just because you get approval doesn't mean you don't have to do anything after that, right? There may be ongoing monitoring.
Yeah, I think that's important because, just making sure that it's continuing to provide benefit is crucial, and following through with what they said they were going to do, that's also very important. And then again, I like that it also mentions continued consistency with city goals because things may change. We may really want a bocce ball field at some point and then realize bocce is illegal because the balls are illegally brought in and imported.
I don't want to live in this dystopian future. But
appeals, onto that. Administrative decisions under this policy may be appealed to the city council within 15 days of the decision. Reservation of rights, the city reserves the right to approve with conditions, deny, revoke, or modify, require additional information, require restoration of city property, deny proposals inconsistent with public interest, adopted plans, safety, or available city resources. Nothing in this policy obligates the city to accept ownership, maintenance responsibility, or operational responsibility for any improvement or proposed improvement. Okay, so I think this matrix, where we're at now, right? This is.
I had a question on the 15 days for the appeal.
Oh, yeah.
Is that,
gonna be enough time?
Is that like a significant, number, or, at least in property tax world, 30 days is kind of standard, but
No, I mean, we could change it. That's
I was
not,
just curious.
even in planning world, like subdivision and zoning, I think it's 30 days as well. So we can
Okay.
change it to 30. That's probably better anyways, just with city council meetings and how they're scheduled and everything anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keeps us from having a lot of
Mhm.
special meetings for them.
Mhm.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Okay, Appendix A, review matrix. So this, I think, is, beneficial. So planning department, type A, so everything goes through the planning department and everything goes through public works. That makes sense to me. Building inspector, I don't think there's really gonna be anything in type A that would require like city code or anything like that, just based off of,
What type they was?
yeah, I'm trying to find that page again.
Well, and keep in mind, this matrix is just for purposes of reviewing the application they're gonna submit.
Okay.
If city council approves of the project, they're still required
Okay.
to meet any permitting requirements once the project is approved by the council. So if it needs a
Gotcha,
building
gotcha.
permit, they would still have to go to the building inspector and get a building permit, right? This is just
Yep.
to provide an idea of, okay, this is who is going to review these types of applications as part of the application process.
Yeah, not necessarily even the proposal.
Mhm.
Well, no, 'cause this application is before it's approved.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, never mind. I'm getting my head wrapped around. I'm just, struggle busting so hard today. Okay.
Does
The
the type A
planning
need to go to planning department? I mean, I guess it could.
Well, planning department, I think, is gonna be first and foremost, not necessarily planning board.
Mm-mm.
So, planning board, that's gonna be, again, bigger stuff.
Planning
Um,
department is your planner. So whether it's me
Yeah.
or if you hire a planner in the future, right, whoever your planner is should be
Yeah.
involved with each one of these, right? Because that's the person that's going to be more than likely preparing the staff report. Or in the case of type A, actually issuing an approval, an administrative approval of the type A projects, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, this seems solid to me. And, yeah, the if applicable makes sense. Police department, fire department for the bigger ones.
The city attorney should be involved in all these as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's add that bullet point at the end. No, just leave them out of the big decisions.
Yeah.
So we wanted type B and C to be the same in this matrix?
Pretty much the same,
I mean, that's fine, I guess.
yeah.
But in that case, we could just say type B/C and have one column.
And I think that's what we need to look at is our type B. I just wanna make sure that, like, we have a good understanding of what B and C, the differences, cause that's the other piece too, is like, do we necessarily need the police department and the fire department to review the application of a B
Playground.
project? Yeah, like,
Playground edition.
exactly,
Or-
like,
Like maybe more if applicables in the type B column,
yeah,
Yeah.
potentially.
yep. So I think I would change the police department and fire department,
If that's.
and even the planning board.
Do what? Okay, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my formatting down here. Sorry,
No, you're good.
Some of them are funky.
so you said fire department, police department, off of B?
Like,
Is that what you're-
Yeah,
Or just,
Or-
yeah,
Or if applicable, is that what we said?
if that's, yeah.
is there a way to do instead of writing if applicable, right, I'm making this way more complicated than it is.
There's one category there that has no, why is that included? I think it's historical.
Oh, I think it's because we can still decide. I would put that
Like that one?
if applicable for B and
Oh, I
then
County,
Yeah.
C for sure.
Mhm.
I don't know,
No, I see it, yeah.
why have it there if there are no requirements?
I mean, honestly, it should
I
be
think
if applicable for all three, maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah,
Like, that bench looks horrible there for historic reasons. I don't know. You know?
You can't
I'll
put a
have
bench
to
there.
play with the formatting on these last two cells. I don't know what's going on with that, but. So I got,
Okay.
planning, on type B, I got planning board if applicable, and police
Mhm.
department, fire department if applicable, right?
Yep. Mhm.
And then Carbon County Historic Preservation would be if applicable on all three.
Yep.
And then city attorney, I'll put a bullet there. Cause the city attorney should be involved with all three, I think.
Agreed. In terms of the county staff, are we thinking like our commissioners, when would they be getting involved in these projects? Like, would it be their planners? I'm just kind of trying to figure out who would be the person that we're talking to on that.
I would say probably, I was thinking more along the lines of like planning, like the county planner. But I can't really think of an example off the top of my head where that might be applicable to have counties involved unless it's a proposed project that's on county land, which then they would be involved anyways. So yeah, I guess I think I kind of just put it in there just in case.
Okay.
So
That's
it was in the
actually
matrix, but I can't think of an example of when we would pull them in exactly.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find an example, but I do like keeping that door open, so that is fine with me. All right, any other questions on the matrix? Besides the movie, we're not talking about the movie. Okay, Appendix B, application checklist, I think it just goes through all of those materials.
Yeah, I'm a checklist guy. I like checklists. So this makes when they submit an application, it makes it easier for that completeness review that we were talking about, right? So the staff member who's doing that completeness review can just buzz right down this checklist and, yep, it was included or it wasn't, right? And then, reviewing each one of those pieces to make sure there's enough information provided.
Awesome, I love a checklist, that's good. Cool, that was fantastic. Any other questions on that policy?
It's great.
Yeah, nice work.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeremy, that is huge, it's huge. Well
You're welcome.
done.
So where are we on this now?
We are on to the, not application project.
Do we get to share this?
Oh, maybe I'm jumping the gun, sorry, I was head down and I just heard it done, and I was like, oh, great, so is this ready for
There's
action?
one
or-
more,
Part, other than the application itself, right?
yeah, and that's where I'm mixed up, I got these pages.
Okay, so now we have the application. What in the world?
Okay,
Not that.
application packet, the document overview.
Yep, and then they had an extra, this is over here. Here we go. Project application.
Yeah, that's smart, that's what I should be doing. You're so smart, Cynthia, thank you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna steal off of yours.
I'll even
Okay.
blow it up so you can see it.
Bless your heart. Okay, so application, there we go. I think we do want a fee for the larger projects, just because it is going to be something that's gonna be fairly time consuming for the city staff. So,
Not that few. A percentage?
so for conditional use, that's what, 500?
I can't remember off the top of my head. That sounds right. I'd have to find that fee schedule.
And in terms of the review process, do we feel that this would be fairly consistent with a conditional use review, about that same timeline, same amount of work?
For which type?
Probably, it depends on the project, right? Generally speaking, if it's a, type B, type A project, you're probably gonna be in that range, in that area. If it's a type C project, it might be, significantly more time just because you're dealing with agreements and MOUs and, way higher level of analysis. But, what we've done in the past is, we could build into the fee, that any outside consulting fees, may be assessed prior to, final approval or something like that. And, that where they might pay those costs if that's what the city wants to do. Or you could just say that's that case of a major project, it might be, that's just the cost of doing business type of thing too. So.
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir.
I have a question. As I look at this, this makes it sound like the assumption is everything that happens on city-owned property is going to be some other third party doing it, and I don't think that's at all the case. This is just, if we were doing this all in our own mind and we were changing a city park or doing something, we still want to have a public vetting of the process and everything. So what if it's the city?
I'm confused, I'm sorry. What?
Like at the city.
I guess this is community projects, I guess, but like, if the city were gonna do a change in a park,
Gotcha.
so it doesn't require us, I don't think Moose Trails was any particular thing, that was just a city project.
Yeah, so,
We charge us?
no, in charge of,
But that's more of a
I don't think that,
fee, right? Trail improvement?
and more so, I think with this type of project, okay, so for Moose Trails, because I'll need a little historical context on this, I believe with Moose Trails, was that a community initiative or was that a city initiative? City, like, staff ran and decided on, like, we want to do this? Or was that 20 members of the community saying, we should really have a park here? I legitimately don't know.
I might push back a little bit on the fee. I'm not convinced we don't need one, but it's different than a conditional use because it's not private property.
A good
It's
call.
a community benefit.
Right.
So like, who are we really charging, right? Like, it's ultimately the thing benefits the whole community. So,
City up to the.
do you want
I
to
think
charge
it's
a fee
valid
to
to
the
have
community?
I have a little bit of a, okay with a little bit of a bump there, so we're not expending tons of efforts on things that aren't gonna go anywhere,
Sure.
but,
I feel like we have vetting processes in place. Like,
yeah, but if we're charging right up at the front of the vetting process, that was my concern.
Chelsea, I feel confident saying it was a citizens group that initiated Moose Trails.
Okay, thank you. So if, we'll use Moose Trails as an example, if someone came to the city, that same group of 20, like, hey, we really want to put this park in, and they came to the city, we would usually make them go through this process. So, or we would, moving forward, make them go through this process.
So, again, though,
And I'm fine with not charging a fee. Mostly, I just want to make sure that down the road, we are covering,
right,
because it is a substantial amount of work that's going to be required of this. And
You
I'm not-
could always add a fee later to your fee schedule, your planning fee schedule or something too, if you want to. Just because if you decide right now you don't want to do it, then, I don't think that precludes you from putting a fee in place later.
All right.
So maybe it's
For now.
something you just, you don't do a fee right now and, see kind of see what happens after you implement this. And I mean, you might find that you maybe get an application once every 2 years and maybe it's not a big deal,
That's
but
true. I just think that's
if you're getting 10 project applications a year and, staff is, spending $10,000 a year reviewing applications, that's different, right? So
Okay.
then I think maybe just get it implemented, see what happens in the next couple of years. And if you feel like you need to add a fee to your planning fee schedule, you could just do it that way instead of messing with all this stuff. Just add it as a fee item on your planning fee schedule.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, we'll flash that. No fees, hooray. Intended for organizations, nonprofits, businesses, community groups, individuals proposing projects on city-owned land. Does that help create that clarification for you?
Sorry, I got distracted, go on.
That's okay. This application packet is intended for organizations, nonprofits, businesses, community groups, and individuals proposing projects on city-owned property.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Application types, minor administrative, temporary or reversible projects, review map is administrative, type A, perfect, yeah.
Yeah. Keep our boilerplate.
Yeah. Standard improvements, partnerships, permanent improvements with moderate impact, staff and council, type C, major legacy projects, large scale or long-term comprehensive review. So obviously the name, primary contact, all that good stuff. Yep, probably need that. Project information, so title, location, site. Can we do the, parentheses S after sites or project locations? Because it could be more than one, or it might be, hey, we're thinking of multiple locations.
Sure.
Or one or the other type thing.
Putting a bench into, okay.
Or we would either do it here or here. Describe the project if temporary duration of use, and intended public benefit. Okay, cool.
This was what you were talking about at the last meeting, you wanted added to the application.
Yeah. The duration of use, and I think, so with that project, I think we'll get into a little bit more detail.
What if we do this, add additional pages as necessary?
Thank you, yes. I have a hunch.
Because this is a very small section to write in.
Yeah,
I
I was like,
it's self-explanatory that they could add information, but yeah.
you'd be amazed. Yep. We have
Really small.
a very similar application with CBID, and people are like, oh, that's all they need? Great. All right, so project classification request, minor administrative.
There we go.
Yep, there we go. City staff will choose its final classification. Love that. All right, project details, estimated project costs, funding sources, grant funding requested. So the grant funding requested, is that specifically for, from the city or?
No, that would
Sorry.
be whether or not you're going after grant funds for the project, right?
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
you know, are they, you know, applying to somewhere for grant funds? This
Right.
line would be, are they asking for city funds? This line would be for, are they going after any grant funds?
Cool. Funding sources, can we also include current, amounts budgeted?
Estimated project
Yeah.
current.
Because we have the estimated project cost, and then we could also have current funds collected. It is nice when someone comes in, it's like, we've already,
90%.
we're 95% there.
Yeah.
Or it's also terrifying when someone comes in, it's like, we're already 95% there, it's like, oof, sorry, you're.
Zero, we're at zero funding.
Okay, where were you saying to add that?
You could just
Right,
do it.
right under estimated project cost.
Yep.
What did you want to call that?
Total, or current,
Funds acquired
Current-
so far or something.
Yeah.
Level of funding or something?
Current level of, yeah, that works.
current funding. Current, oh God,
Current amount of funding.
yeah,
Current
perfect.
amount.
Or funding already achieved or something like that. Okay, that works.
Well,
Available?
we can tweak.
How about
Sure,
available?
sure.
Current amount of funding available?
We want it like
Current amount of funding,
Secured?
secured is good.
secured is good, or It right there
Mhm.
somewhere, just like hiding behind the dancing.
Okay, move on.
Okay, we'll move on from that for a second, but maybe put like a highlight to remind us that we are all about to fall asleep at 5:15, which we're at 5:15, so we'll get through this page and, funding sources, did all that, okay, estimated timeline, and then expected construction installation date. And that would be, okay, I'm good with that. Or is it better instead of just expected, or should it be, hopeful? I feel like there should be like ARC
Estimated.
estimated or.
Completion?
This part too, yeah. having-
Anticipated?
Well, I think all of this would be covered in the estimated
Like a
time.
story.
I know.
But more so, I wanted, instead of what's the expected constructed timeline, what they are requesting for the installation. So when they want to start versus like,
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily
Groundbreaking
mean it has to.
versus-
That's why I like anticipate.
Yeah, anticipated is good. Site infrastructure impacts. Will the project include any of the following: permanent structures, electrical service, water or sewer connections, irrigation modifications, landscaping or tree removal, ground disturbance, traffic or parking impacts, amplified sound or events, described anticipated impacts? Any other examples from the neighborhood? Okay,
Lights?
lights, okay?
Do we need to put any, like, handicap,
ADA,
ADA stuff? or-
ADA requirements. So, yeah, traffic or parking, and then, I see he's trying to keep his bullet. And then after that, can we also put use of a lighting source, or use of lighting?
Or even just lighting impact.
Just
Yep, that
lighting.
works too.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Anything else in terms of, expanded hours of operation? Is that something that's covered up top a little bit? We talk about hours or time use? I guess this is more just talking about the land, so never mind, disregard me. Don't mind.
This grass is closed.
Close. Get out of here.
Walk on it at midnight.
How dare you? And then describe, let's see, operations and maintenance, and then we'll,
Oh, wait, did I miss one? No, where that's
Yeah.
for us.
who will maintain the project after completion? And then describe ongoing maintenance responsibilities and estimated annual costs. So part of me, Jeremy, on this, I'm wondering if we just remove all of these lines where people can fill in information and they have to like just copy and paste this over into a document, because I feel like more often than not,
They're only gonna give me 2 lines.
they're only gonna be like, mow it. Like, versus like an actual, I think if they were to just be like, hey, utilize this and put it into your application, that might be a better suit. And it'll save a bunch of space and
Also,
also formatting for you.
my students will see that and be like, sweet, you need 2 lines.
Yeah,
That's all it tells me.
right.
You do it.
So that might make it a little bit easier for folks, and again, when they're going through it, they can just copy paste, or, you know, when it's online, it can just be, if we wanted to do one of these online, it could just be bullet points there, but, all right, so we're gonna wrap this right now.
Start at 7 again.
Start at 7. Oh man, we could have just kept it at 6, damn, that's on me. Any public comments from the room? None. Any public comment online? I don't think so. So
I'm
Monday
impressed
after,
with what you've accomplished and what Jeremy has helped you do.
he's
Yes.
so good, he's so good.
What a difference it's going to make for projects going forward.
So excited. I'm a big fan of process.
Check mark.
Yep. Check marks are great. Okay, with that in mind, we will adjourn.
I have some bad news.
Oh,
Nobody hit the record
I
button.
did hit the record button.
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
Yeah. It's like I totally did that.
We're green.
Yeah.